Readers Entertainment Radio presents Booklights with your host, author Lisa Kessler. Booklights, where we're shining a light on good books.
Hello, everyone. It is the last Monday in August. Can you believe it? I can't believe it's the end of my birthday month, but I'm going to end the month with a bang because my friend Mia Heintzelman is here today to be with us, and I am positive that we will laugh. You will love her. If you have not read Mia yet, you're in for a huge treat, and I'm going to read her bio here so you can get to know her better. Mia Heintzelman is a polka dot-wearing horror and romance movie lover who always has a book and a to-do list in her purse. She writes fun, unforgettable, more than just laughs romance about strong women and men with enough heart to fall for them. When she isn't busy writing fictional happily ever afters, she is likely reading, playing board games, or eating sweets. She currently lives in Las Vegas, Nevada with her husband and 2 children. You can find Mia at her website, and I did put a link to her website, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, BookBub. You will be hooked up with Mia. So click through there and follow her everywhere so you don't miss a book. And also on her website, you can sign up for her newsletter too. So head over there and take a look for sure, and you will love her covers are adorable. We'll talk about that too. But Mia, you have a new book coming. How are you?
Hi, Lisa. Thank you so much for having me back. I'm so glad to be back on Booklights with you. I'm doing really well, just writing as usual. And I'm super excited about Monopoly is coming. I feel like almost like, you know how on Game of Thrones, they're always like, winter is coming. And it was like this thing that felt new to me. I feel like that with Monopoly. Like, it's coming. Get ready, folks, because it's about to, fall all over you. It's coming. Yes, and I'm super excited. It's my board game series.
Yes, and when Mia and I write together in a group called the Word Makers, and we just finished another 20,000 words in 5 days, so we're both kind of, but... But when Mia first joined, she was working on this book, and so I feel like it's my baby too. I'm like, when is it finally coming out? But can you tell everybody about, what the series is about and the book, because it's so unique, and I can't wait for it to be out in the world.
Thank you. Yes, this is absolutely a Word Maker baby because, I feel like this whole series I wrote right when I joined Word Makers, and it just feels like I got so much input and everybody was involved. But I'm in love with this series. It is called the Love and Games series. Monopoly is the first book in the series, and it follows 3 women who are co-owners of a board game, a classic board game shop. And it's so fun because they go through everything while falling in love. So that part is fun. But Monopoly I particularly love because it's the idea that sparked the whole series. We follow Harper and Declan, and they are just spicy because it's enemies to lovers. We've got a Monopoly tournament. Everything is in there, and I just love it so much. And I love all the lingo. I say Monopoly lingo. There's so much Monopoly lingo. If you don't come away with at least a couple terms, something is really wrong.
So how did you come up with the idea for this? Have you ever been to a board game shop, or is that something you always dreamed you would have? What birthed this idea for you?
I have always loved board games, period. That is just hands down. I come from a family of loud, competitive game players. Mostly my family is Yahtzee, though, which is ironic. My mom is like the queen of Yahtzee. We play so fast and in tournaments, and we add like we are wizards, like robotic wizards. That's how fast we add when we play I play Yahtzee. But then I thought, God, this would be so cute. When I looked I was researching something else, totally different book, and it said something about a Monopoly tournament. And then naturally my brain was like, well, what if they were competitors? And then, I had the jailbirds and so many cute little names in there. And what if they were on opposing teams and they had to go against each other? And she was representing her game shop, and he was just, somebody who loved family game nights like my family. But would it bring up that competitive spirit, and would love survive in the middle of all of that? So that's where it really came from.
Oh, I love that idea, and I love family game night. So when my kids were little, we used to play games all the time, and now I barely ever get to play games because I'm such a grown-up, and I hate that because I love board games. So do you guys have family game night still?
Absolutely, and I have so many games. I often get games as gifts. I have so many, and it's always like big and loud and vibrant, especially like if we play Taboo, watch out, because it is high speed, rapid fire, like really competitive, but it's so fun. And as long as you don't cheat, I'm okay. I'm not a sore loser. I just don't like cheaters.
Well, my Monopoly story for you is that we used to play that with my kids, and my daughter is really math whiz, and everyone who knows me knows that I am not. That's why I'm a writer. I don't do math. But my daughter, math whiz. And so anyway, we would play Monopoly, and she would always win. And one night I was actually watching what she was doing, and I'm like, my daughter was pulling out the money for people, and she would give you all of your money, and then she would give one $100 bill to Panda. And I'm like, excuse me? And she says, when I caught her, she says, it's interest. Excuse me. She said, I'm the banker.
Always these side rules.
Right? She said, I'm the banker, and it's interest.
And I used to always hide like a $500 bill under the board so that I would psych people out, and you'd think, oh wow, she's almost broke, and then boom, I pulled that $500 bill from under the board, and then hey, I'm still in this game, and I'm taking your property. I love that she was giving herself interest, though. That is so funny.
Yes. She was giving herself interest payments, and after that, there was a rule that Panda could never be banker again. She lost banking privileges.
She always had so much money.
Right? But I think that there are so many cool family stories that come out of game night, and I hope that in our video age that we don't lose, that game night thing, because a lot of our family memories that we have are around different board games that we were playing.
Exactly. At the kitchen table or the living room table, so many family stories and traditions are built there. And I knew a lot of people could relate, too, because whether you love Monopoly or not, you've played it, or you have a complaint about it, or you love it, or you're the banker, there's always somebody's story that centers around Monopoly. It's like a staple of our times.
Very true. And, side story, when I was doing research for my new werewolf pack is up in Salem, Massachusetts. So I was going up to do all of this, witchy research because there's going to be a coven. And while I was up there, I had no idea that like Milton Bradley and all those people were all from there. And there are tours, and there is a Ouija board museum there, and there's all these board games everywhere. I had no idea that like around Salem was the board game metropolis back in the day. So,
I feel like I need to know this stuff. Like, send me links.
Parker Brothers was. Yeah, they have tours of Parker Brothers stuff. So anyway, you have to go to Salem now.
That sounds like something I need to do for research purposes.
Right.
Really,
right. You can write it off. It's a book research trip.
Yes, indeed.
So for people who can't wait because the pre-order is Monopoliv is up on pre-order, what they can read now is the friendship contract is already out. So do you want to tell everybody a little bit about that one?
Absolutely. I love the friendship contract. It is the first book in my Terms and Conditions series. Book 2 is in the making, just so in case people are wondering. But this one is Allegra and Damon, and they've been they're law partners and best friends since college. But he ends up, I should say, the story starts where she is getting a proposal, or her boyfriend is proposing. She finds a ring and finds out it's not for her. So then there's a little consoling that turns into some warmth and heat. That's not a spoiler.
And this is obviously by the name of the book. There's a contract involved, right?
Absolutely. They come up with that on the way to a wedding, because he's going to end up being her date, which is going to end up being a hotel room and a single bed and best friend.
Only one bed?
And the contract. I love all the tropes. This is like a gumbo stew of tropes, and I love it. The contract is funny, though, because they're not supposed to take it too far in order to protect the friendship. But,
right.
This is a romance, and there's a happily ever after to be had. So we'll see what happens to that contract.
And how many books do you see being in that series?
Right now I have 3 in mind. She has a best friend, or they both have a best friend, Leah. And it's definitely an enemies to lovers. The law case that they were dealing with, or the legal case they were dealing with, the opposite lawyer and Leah butted heads pretty badly. Now we're going to see what kind of heat that friction can cause from them in book 2.
Oh, my.
And then book 3, there's a wedding planner or event planner who works across the hall from their law office. And she's going to find somebody. So that's going to be interesting. That's Fallon, yeah.
And all of them are going to have contracts?
Oh, no. The second one,
okay.
they all have legal aspects to it.
I see, okay.
The second one is like enemies. I'm pretty sure the title is going to be, this is a spoiler because I have not revealed the title, but my working title is Enemies Indictment. So
nice.
We'll see what happens with that. And then I have Frenemies. There is a word, but I don't want to tell that title yet because it's really cute, and I want somebody else to be able to publish it real fast. But, so there's friends, enemies, and frenemies that I have in mind so far. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And
thank you.
I have to ask, do you have favorite, since that's a big trope with the contracts, do you have favorite books or movies that use that trope?
Let's see.
Because what came to mind for me was the wedding date and the proposal, right?
Yes. I do love both of those so much. And then the music in the wedding date really kind of sucks you in. I just love Deborah Messing and
yes.
Dermot Mulroney. That was such a cute movie. It was a little sexy and it was fun. I thought it was sweet. I do love contracts like that, but I couldn't think of any when you first asked that question, which is very strange. I don't know, but I do love it. I do love a good contract.
Well, there's 50 Shades,
in my mind,
too,
I thought
but
I was
that
really
one
doing something original.
Well,
nothing's original.
A contract
it's just
versus right, because really in wedding date and a proposal, it's really more of an agreement. 50 Shades.
Yeah, there's all these
contracts,
arrangements, agreements, contracts, so beforehand planned with rules that kind of maps out what's supposed to happen and never happens.
Yes. Here's our boundaries. Here we are running over them.
Yes. I mean, this is my problem, is that I struggle so hard to keep them from falling in love really fast. I just want them to be happy right away. And I realize that you won't really have a story or a book if I let them fall in love, like in chapter 2. So, I mean, there's got to be all these things in the way. And it sucks a little bit, but, I do what I have to for great entertainment.
Right. And it's funny, I think that sometimes readers have no idea how hard it is for us as writers to keep them apart. I know that sometimes it makes them so mad when they get so close to a kiss and then, an interruption. But we do too. We're like, no,
you know what's funny?
no.
People secretly love it, though. They secretly love it because they want to pine, and they love it, but they don't want it to be over. So it's that, like, dual, dual needs that you have.
It's the push and pull that we all love, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because we already know the ending. We know if it's romance, it's going to have that happily ever after. It's always about how they're going to get there.
Right. How will they get there, and how big are the conflicts that they have to crawl over? Because some books are softer than others. I have some where, there's more outward conflict happening and they stay a team for most of it. But I have others where when I start that book, I'm like, I don't know how this is ever going to work out. But, those are usually the unicorn books where it writes itself and you're like, woohoo! So sometimes
like
the
you're
bigger
all
conflict
happy
is
as you
easier.
find out.
Yes, yes.
Like
I find out how will they work this out.
Amazing! I'm so glad they got
You're
together.
Right. Oh my gosh! Yeah, writing is
you're
weird.
Writing the story.
Yeah. Can you tell I'm a pantser?
Exactly. I like it. I think I'm a planter though. I definitely think I'm a planter.
Yeah, you're somewhere in between.
Plan as much as I can, but then I don't want to tell too much of the story to myself because then it's hard for me to write it.
Right. Yeah. And for me, I'm not completely pantsing. I usually kind of know what I want the ending scene to be. I just have no idea how I'm going to get there. And sometimes by the time I get there, the ending scene has changed. So I'm not married to anything when I start out.
I love that. I mean, and I owe a lot to you, too, because with the tarot for writers, that helps so much, especially, like, if you just need a little clarification about where you're going with the story. Sometimes you pull a card and then boom,
right.
Oh, well, that's what is supposed to happen. And it makes a lot of sense,
Right. And sometimes when we're stuck, it's a huge help to yank out the tarot cards and just ask a simple question, what should happen next? And you pull a card and you go, oh my gosh, I never even thought about that. And off you go again. So, yeah, tarot cards for writers is a great thing.
I do. I love it. And let me just tell you, the book I'm writing right now is a holiday romance, but I've made a character who loves tarot. And she is like guiding her friends, and so it's so fun.
Oh,
have all my notes
it.
ready.
Yay! Oh, I can't wait to get that one. So that kind of answers. I was going to ask you, what's next? What are you working on? Is the holiday book going to come out this year?
Yes, this year I have the holiday romance is coming, plus something special is coming too with the HEA Collective is coming soon. I can't say when because it's got to be a surprise. Here it is. Get your book. So that's coming this year. And then the beginning of next year, I'll have book 2 in the Terms and Conditions series. And then it is all love and games for a little while. It's going to be Monopoly, then book 2 and book 3. My 2024 and my 2025 are almost filled up.
Wow, that's amazing. And for people who don't know, can you explain what the HEA Collective is and how they can get involved?
Absolutely. It's a group of authors, romance authors, who came together in order to offer readers like sneak peeks and great 4 stories per month by trope. So, for instance, last month was Second Chance, or actually this month. This month is Second Chance. Next month, we have a new trope coming with 4 new books. So every month, you'll get 4 new books by 4 of your favorite romance authors, and it's pretty awesome. And also, there's, like, lives and exclusive content on the Patreon. So, it's pretty awesome. It feels like a romance reader's dream.
So all they have to do is go to patreon.com and search for HEA Collective?
Yes, that's exactly right. Or the Happily Ever After Collective.
Okay. And are there different, for people who don't know, people who are listening now going, what is Patreon? Patreon is a platform for you to be a patron for different creative projects that you love. Like I have a Patreon, and my patrons get a free short story every month that they get to choose who it's going to be about. And I'm working on that now because the end of August is coming quick. And they also get, you know, signed books and things like that. And so there are different levels that you can be a patron. So some people can do $5 a month or $10 a month, and then you get more. So how do you have different levels? What's the lowest one for them to get 4 books?
Let me see. I think that there's just really the one where you can get everything, and you can also sign up for the newsletter.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of information to learn about each of the authors and the tropes per month. If you go to happilyeveraftercollective.com, there's so much information there.
Okay. So everyone go check that out
for the
because
August month. Yeah, right
and
now.
And I think when they sign up,
Avery Flynn. I'm sorry, Lisa. Go ahead.
Well, when they sign up, do they get all the old ones too?
I believe so. That part I'm not certain, but I can find that out. I'll make sure to post it. I posted about this book lights on Instagram and Twitter, so I'll follow up with the comments under the post.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, because I'm sure there will be a lot of people who are curious, and they're going, what? How can I get 4 books per month? What? So hopefully they'll all go join.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And some of my favorite authors, too.
Yeah, it's so cool that you're involved. I think that's great. And so I wanted to ask you, this kind of dovetails into that. Our readers are always curious, you know, where you came from, how you got there, all that kind of thing. Can you tell everybody your writing journey of how you became a published author? Did you always want to write? Was this after you had kids? How did it all come about for you?
Yes, I had a very roundabout journey. It did not start and did not end in a straight line. I started writing, I think, in the 3rd grade. I wrote a riveting book called Derek and the Parrot. And I won a trophy for it, one that I still have.
Wow.
But then I had a family member tell me that I shouldn't be a writer because writers didn't make any money. And at that time, I was so young, I didn't understand that, you know, your career could be what you make it, and it depends on how much energy and focus you put into it. But in the 3rd grade, I didn't know any of that, and I took his word as bond. So I ended up going into college and then banking. I self-published a poetry book and a children's book for my nieces and nephews. And then I ended up writing a story, a romance story. I didn't know it was romance at the time. I just knew I wanted them to end happily ever after. And then I got some books as reference, and then I was hooked. I started reading romance nonstop. It was so bad. Like, the addiction is really strong, and I have so many romance books. I read other stuff, but romance is my favorite. And so then I decided to just really try my hand at this and see where it could go. And that was, 2017 is when I really started doing it seriously. And I self-published a series, my All Mixed Up series. And from there, I really wanted to really give it a go. And so I've been querying and pitching and writing and self-publishing, and it's all about continuing to getting better with each book.
Yeah,
so that's where I'm at now, still writing and still publishing.
And you are multi-talented because you kind of have diversified, and these gorgeous, amazing covers that you have for your books, you make a lot of them, don't you?
Yes, thank you, Lisa. Yes, I started doing my own covers I love to draw all the time. And so then I realized, why don't I just try to do my own covers? They could get pretty expensive when you're self-publishing, and I wanted to make sure editing was my number one cost, because to me, I want it to be polished.
Right.
I want some, quality for my reader. I didn't want to be shut down based off grammatical errors. So editing was
Right.
my number one cost, and I didn't want to spend my funds on the cover if I knew how to do it myself. And I had a huge community of self-publishing authors who were also going through the same, predicament financially with budget. So I started doing covers for some self-published friends, and then word sort of spread. And so my tax accountant, he was like, you have a business here, and you need to form it as such. And so I kind of got reprimanded at the tax office. And so I started the business. I have the website. It's .covers.com, so DOTcovers.com. And I'm on Instagram, too. So, yes,
Yay.
I'm thankful for my tax person. He made me do it. And I was like, okay.
Dang you for being so
it.
talented.
Well, I thought, this was a nice little way to offset my expenses, a give and take.
Right.
I wasn't doing it to, get rich, scheme or anything like
right.
that. I wanted to pay for my editing and
right,
marketing.
Right.
It can be costly. And so it kind of took off a little bit. And now I'm pretty happy. I've got a portfolio, and it's still growing. My calendar is booked out almost to first quarter next year. And I've got a lot planned. So, yeah,
I love
exciting.
that.
Thank you, Lisa.
And I have been, I'm old, but I've been a published author for a really long time, and I can tell you that the way you can live is you have to have many income streams, and you are doing that, and the covers you're making are fantastic. So if anyone's listening who is considering indie publishing and you want an illustrated cover, definitely go check out .covers.com because Mia makes some amazing covers over there. She's got a good eye.
Thank you. That's so sweet.
Thank you. I'm looking here at all my millions of questions as we're completely running out of time, but I have to ask you because Monopolove, I forgot to ask you what your favorite board game is. What are your favorite games to play with families that people should all go get?
Okay, so first it's going to be Monopoly, hands down, and then I love Yahtzee, family favorite, Taboo. Let's not forget Trivial Pursuit and Clue and Scrabble. Really any words, categories too. There's so many fun games out there.
There are. Oh my gosh. And I have to tell you, there is a super fun game called Villainous, which I would love. But it's all Disney villains. It's Disney villains.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's called Villainous, and there's an expansion pack. So I have both. You have to get the expansion pack because that has the evil queen in it. But, oh, my gosh, it is so much fun. It's so much fun. And you get each villain has their own special villain powers, and you have to, use your villain powers when other people are getting close to getting their one thing. Because, every villain has one goal that they want.
Yes.
So, anyway. Super fun. Highly recommend.
I'm already on Amazon with it in my cart.
Woohoo!
Oh, my God. That is right up my alley.
Yeah. Super fun. You will love it. So before we run out of time, can you tell everybody, where they can find you, how they can communicate with you and get all your books?
Yes, thank you. You can find me on my website, miaheintzelman.com. I'm always on either Twitter or Instagram. I dabble in TikTok. Not that hot at it, but my Instagram is Mia Heintzelman Author. My Twitter is Mia Heintzelman. And also Mia Heintzelman on TikTok and Facebook. Let me see. What else am I on now? Those are mostly the places. My link tree is on Instagram too, so you can find me anywhere. And I think that's
you have a newsletter,
and I have a
right?
newsletter on my website. Yep, I was just about to say that. And then if you go to my website, miaheintzelman.com, it'll pop right up and say, join my newsletter. So it's right there on the homepage.
Yay!
You don't have to search. Thank you.
All right. Everybody go and pre-order Monopolove. It is going to be so much fun. I promise. You will love the book. And if you are hungry for a good read right now, grab Friendship Contract because super fun.
Thank you again for having me, Lisa. I really appreciate it, and I'm so happy to be here, and hopefully I'll get to meet most of you soon.
Yes. Thanks for being here again, Mia. It was great talking to you.
Thank you.
The end music is not making any noise. So in Blog Talk style, we got a little glitch here, but I am going to say goodbye. So thanks, Mia.